What are you saying, lads? Welcome back to the We Love You Arsenal YouTube channel, the We Love You Arsenal transfer show that has uh, been doing well, doing decently so far. We have made 6 videos. We've had a little bit of a break in the last few days, mainly because, as I was saying to Rob just before, we're re-recording this intro because there was some bug. You don't need to know that. There was there haven't really been many links. Like normally we're linked to so many players, particularly early on when like concrete rumors haven't been established. But the 6 we've spoken about, the only ones I've seen: Skamaka, Hickey, Zinchenko, Gnabry, Tielemans, and Jesus are the only 6 players I've literally not seen us linked to anyone else. Maybe in the depths of news now on the Mail and the Mirror, stuff like that. Who knows? But there's not been anything that I've really seen prominently. So, with that, we're going to discuss, for me, the 2 major deals of the summer, which I think have more behind them than maybe the other 4. And there have been some developments in these stories in recent days. We'll start with Gabriel Jesus because that's the main one. So I thought something was being knocked on my window. Gabriel Jesus is the main deal I think we're really pursuing, and there was some developments from reputable sources today, or a reputable source that I like to look at, Transfer Checker on Twitter, who tends to be pretty reliable. If you don't follow him already, go and follow him. He said we are extremely close to agreeing a deal for Gabriel Jesus with Manchester City. Real Madrid and Spurs are also interested, but they can't offer him the starting role or the starring role that Arsenal can offer him, and he expects that deal to get done. Rob, relay your thoughts to me about this deal and your thoughts on potentially wrapping up. I mean, he's played his last game for Brazil in this international break, so yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think we've spoken about before that this would be a really, really exciting acquisition for Arsenal. He offers a lot to the table. He scores goals, importantly. The most important thing for a striker, of course. He's mobile. He has immense technical quality. And something which I don't know if we touched upon when we spoke about him last time is just how versatile he is. I think most of the games he started for Manchester City this season, he was actually playing on the right wing. And given how much we've sort of had to depend on Bukayo Saka to play in that role this year, that is really quite exciting that he could maybe fill in there when required. But yeah, it's an exciting deal. It's good that it's all coming from the right sources. We're not really clutching at straws with this one. I think I read that Real Madrid's interest is only timid as well. I think one of the sources close to them said that they're not particularly interested, and if he were to go to Spurs, he would sort of be performing a similar role to the one he'd be performing that he currently does at City. So yeah, I think all the signs point towards Jesus coming to Arsenal. It's fantastic that it looks like we're going to get this one over the line even without Champions League football. It evidences the pulling power of the club. And yeah, it's just a really exciting deal, and he could bring so much to Arsenal. So yeah, we're going to get a cracking player if we can wrap this one up.
Yeah, I would second that. And I would also say something we didn't mention enough in our first video about him, as you just mentioned there, was his versatility and the fact that I still think we'll need a second forward, like whether he's a wide player or someone that could play a multitude of those front 3 positions. But, having someone who can play on the right, he can play off the left as well, not relying on Saka. And also they were talking about on the Arsenal Vision Patreon pod the other day, we potentially have an unbelievable pressing machine, front 5, if you can call it that. In Jesus on the right, Eddie down the middle, Martinelli on the left, and then you have Odegaard and Tielemans as your 8s. That team, like, that's exciting. I know you're leaving out Saka, probably our best player, but as like if you want to mix it up and just go full on intense, Jurgen Klopp gegenpressing, like, that's very exciting. Yuri Tielemans. We'll move on to. There was a few reports a few days ago saying we are stepping up. They was from slightly less reputable sources, but they weren't nothing stories. That we're really trying to wrap this deal up and get it done over the line. We're apparently close to agreeing a fee with Leicester, which is believed to be around 25 million. Spoken about this before, and we are going to get that Tielemans scouting video done. But yeah, same question as I had on Jesus. Relay your thoughts on that and about almost getting it done, and hopefully we can get these two players in way before pre-season.
Yeah, I mean that would be ideal. You know, typical Arsenal in the past, we've always left our business late, but that seems to be changing under Mikel Arteta and Edu. In fairness to him, I think he's getting a bit better at his job if he's able to attract players like Gabriel Jesus. You know, his Brazilian ties would suggest that he is playing an important role in that deal. But Tielemans, exciting again that we are able to attract a player of his caliber without Champions League football. And yeah, I just think he'd bring so much to the table for Arsenal. He'd offer more offensive threat than Granit Xhaka currently does in that left-sided 8 position, which is, you know, absolutely essential because that's just what you need from those free 8s in a free-flowing sort of 4-3-3 system. And it's sort of a player that we don't really have at the moment, and he'd add a different flavour to our attack. He's able to play in a double pivot as well. So yeah, again, another really exciting story, I think, as well. He's spoken today in the media about the fact that he'd be prepared to leave Leicester this summer. I think all the signs suggest that he is going to be departing from Leicester City this summer, which is sad for them because he's been a really good servant to them. He obviously scored that very memorable FA Cup final goal, an absolute banger, and I hope that he can bring those long-range efforts to the Arsenal, and he's got a good set-piece delivery as well, good crosser of the ball. So yeah, you know, people understandably have a few queries about him, but there have also been stats going around showing just how good he is at recovering the ball, which have sort of nullified some argument suggesting that he is, well, he's not defensively perfect, but that he's sort of inept defensively, which just isn't the case. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting on with that scouting report soon, and hopefully again another one that Arsenal can wrap up pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is very clear he's leaving Leicester. I think they had on the last day, he was sort of walking around waving at the Leicester fans in tears. I might be wrong, but I seem to remember seeing pictures of that. And yeah, as you said there, I think he will really unlock our left side if he plays as the left 8. We will analyse him in detail because I've watched a lot of footage of him, like 50 odd minutes on the Arsenal Vision scouting report, where you can sit there and watch so we will have a very detailed analysis about how he plays in that scouting video. So we'll get into all of that and how we'll fit in at Arsenal. These are 2 deals that I really do think are going to happen. I'm pretty convinced it's just a matter of when. I think the Jesus one could be like imminent, because he'll want to get off and go on his holidays. Now he's finished with Brazil. I think Tielemans, I'm assuming they've got the Nations League, so they'll have a few more games. And I think they finish in about a week's time. So after that, I think we'll see that deal speed up. But I'm convinced they'll both happen. It's just about what we do after that, whether we go in for another forward or whether we go in for a fullback. Yeah,
and yeah, I thought I might just add that you mentioned the fact that there's not those sort of plethora of links, and I'm sure they will come. I'm sure we'll be linked with some outrageous names at points over the course of the window, but I think it does sort
Jan
of
and Villa to make it.
Yeah, of course, or Steven and Zonzi, someone like that.
Draxler.
Yeah, but I think it is indicative of the more sort of streamlined process at Arsenal, the clear talent identification, whether a player's profile or character is suited to Arsenal. I think the days of just throwing a silly name into the hat with regard to Arsenal transfer links are over. It's not that silly names won't be thrown in, but I think journalists perhaps have clocked on to the fact that Arsenal are now targeting a very specific type of player. And I think it might also be just because the planning's been very good from the club in terms of who they want to sign this summer. So that sort of limits the amount of rubbish that these papers can spew over the transfer period.
Absolutely. And as much as we might want to make more videos on different players we're being linked to, it probably is a good thing that we're being linked to fewer. As you say, it's indicative of that streamlined recruitment strategy. We'll leave it there. It's been a nice little talk about, a little update. Any parting words, Rob, as I always say?
No, nothing from me apart from, just really exciting to see that the club are acting quickly. And we'll see you on the next one, everybody.
Yeah. Check out the stuff in the comments. Check out the pending Tielemans scouting video. Check out the squad building series that will come. We've got a whole summer. And see you later. Bye.